All right, guys. So let's talk about cameo fighters real quick because the reason why I want to talk about this is because this could be a good thing and this could also be a bad thing. And the reason why I say that is because what if a character that we've been waiting for countless amount of years, like Havoc or Smoke or something like that, right, ends up becoming a cameo fighter, and that's it, and they're not a playable fighter. And I'm not trying to jinx it, because when you say shit like that, it could happen. And can you imagine that though? Like, can you imagine like seeing like Smoke or Reptile or like Havoc or Kai or something like that becoming like a cameo fire? Like, can you imagine how like angry the community would be because they chose not to make this character an actual playable character when this character hasn't been present in countless amount of years. Like one of the most underrated characters in Mortal Kombat history is Havoc. I think he has not been playable since Armageddon and Deception, I believe it was. After that, he basically went incognito. Like this nigga has not appeared in MK games in an unbelievably long time. Yet he has been referenced in this game, in past games as well. It would be really cool to see them add, 3D era characters that we have not seen in an extremely long time. And as long as they put in the right characters, I think everything will be fine. Now, as far as Striker, I don't think he's going to be a playable character. I think he's just going to be a cameo. And I don't have a problem with Striker because Striker is a classic character in Mortal Kombat, and I am a fan of Stryker to a certain degree. However, in MK9, when he said police brutality coming up, I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the history with cops and my people. Like, I'm not trying to bring that shit up, but it's just when he said that, it was just really bad timing. I did not like that shit. Other than that, he's a pretty cool character. Now, cameo fighters, they're going to be a part of everything that you do. So, certain things that normally wouldn't be possible when it comes to combos is now possible. And it's going to be very interesting to see how many things I can come up with. It's going to be really cool to see what Ketchup and Mustard comes up with. It's going to be really cool to see what a whole bunch of people in the Mortal Kombat community are going to come up with, especially the people with actual experience with doing combos and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to doing combos because it's been such a long time, and I'm just hoping that the combo system is going to be really good in that game, and it seems like it is. So as far as the wake up system goes, there's only one wake up delay, so that's actually pretty interesting. It doesn't seem that you could forward roll or backwards roll. I'm really glad that's the case. I don't mind the backwards roll as long as the forwards roll wasn't like in the game because the forwards roll was not even needed in this game. You understand what I'm saying? Which we already know that by now. So that's basically old news. But the reason why I bring it up is because this is a victory. You know, this is literally a victory. That MK1 is it's going to be way better than MK11. And MK11 is going to be possibly forgotten about. I mean, there's going to be certain things that people are probably going to bring up and remember about MK11, which is understandable to a certain degree. But for the most part, Mortal Kombat 11 is going to die. Like it's not. It's going to be probably one of the most forgotten fighting games, or MK games just in general. Anytime somebody remembers something about this game, it's probably going to be negative, and I'm not even joking about that. And I'm not going to say there's not certain things that are good about the game, just in general, but overall, it's just the game is a disappointment. And I think the developers fucked up pretty bad making this game, and I think they're trying to make up for it with MK1. This part right here pissed me off though. Like how the fuck? Like I mean, this game is just so stupid. Like I just seeing shit like this. It's just like I'm not gonna miss this when MK1 comes out. Like shit like this, I just have to shrug it off because I know what the deal is with this game, and that's what I love about MK1 so far is that when it comes to combos and shit like that, it doesn't look like they got some dumb shit like this happening in that game from what I've seen and from what people have labbed. Now, I want to talk about the meter system with MK1, right? The meter system is what I'm very curious about because I want to know if there's any more details about it. If you break out of a combo, it requires you to use your cameo fighter, but not only that, it also requires you to use all of your resources. So what they're doing is that if you end up getting opened up, you deserve to eat that combo, right? In this game, right, if you get opened up, you as the attacker that opened up the player on the opposing side could potentially be punished just for simply guessing right or reading your opponent. You know what I mean? And it's just really scrubby how like players can just get away with a bunch of dumb shit. And Sonic Fox said it best that people think they're so good when they break out of a combo and they're punishing me. It's like you never in a fighting game should I be getting punished for guessing right. And that came out of the number one player in Mortal Kombat history. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I've been saying that shit for the longest, and people have been talking hella shit about me. You know what I'm saying? Just saying you don't know what you're talking about. You're a scrub. You're bad. You're this. You're that. Blah blah blah. And it's just like, dude, I've broken out of combos in this game and punished people when I shouldn't have been able to do that. People have done the same shit to me, and that's the reason why I said, the player is putting me through that bullshit just like I'm putting them through that bullshit. That's the reason why I can't take this game serious at all on a competitive level, even though a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Because we both put each other through that bullshit, the one who can manipulate the bullshit in this game a lot better is more than likely going to be victorious. Now, even when I win, I don't feel like I won. Even when I lose, I don't feel like I lost. And I've said this numerous times because that's exactly what this game makes you feel like. Even when I win, I don't feel like I need to go back in the lab. Even when I lose, I don't feel like I need to go back in the lab. I'm just going to keep fighting people and playing it. You know what I'm saying? And I played against a player that, you know, at least when it comes to this game, it makes players seem better than what they actually are. And the fact that this guy that I was talking to not too long ago, the video that you guys saw, he said he didn't know shit about neutral. He doesn't even know what crushing blow distribution means or anything. And I'm just like, yo, how the fuck are you a grandmaster? Like, the game is insulting. It's insulting. This game is insulting. From the mechanics to the scrubby characters, from the bullshit crushing blow distribution. And, I've said this numerous times, and, it gets really old and stuff, and I understand that. But it's just like, dude, this is like one of the most scrubbiest Mortal Kombat games I've ever played in my entire life. And I cannot express that enough. Like, this is just incredibly scrubby. It's just like, there's no fucking way, bro. Like, there's no way like I can guess right and I got to be afraid of you. Like, the fact that like you can be put in certain situations in this game, right? And because the developers give players a safe space, it doesn't force them to work to get out of the corner. It doesn't force them to play the game and use their brain completely. They just kind of like just pick up a character like Kitana and then they just hope to go for mix-ups 24/7. And it's so stupid. It's just so stupid. The game is just it rewards and it caters to players who aren't that good at fighting games, and that's just what it is, man. That's literally just what it is. This game is catered to players who are not that good at fighting games. That's literally what it is. Because you could tell the difference when you play like MK9, MKX, even though I hate to bring those games up, you could tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely tell the difference with this game and then that game, right? Hell, you could tell the difference when you're playing other fighting games, bro. Like how scrubby this game is. And it's like, it don't take a rocket scientist to know that. You know what I'm saying? You see how he's spamming shit? Like he's just trying to like use scrubby shit. It's just like, this is what I'm saying, bro. It's dumb. It's dumb. And that's why I'm so happy that when it comes to MK1, the Fatal Blow system has a cinematic going on with it. Not only that, you can break out of it, and that's the very first time you could ever do something like that. So I'm genuinely surprised by that. And then on top of that, like, dude, you can literally take it upon yourself, right, to stuff their fucking fatal blow finally. Now, of course, I don't know if everybody's fatal blow is going to be the same, or they're going to have like long range ones, or they're going to have like fuck neutral type fatal blows. I don't really know how that's going to be because we don't know how the other characters are going to actually be when they go for their fatal blow. But they nerfed the fatal blow in that game dramatically, and I'm generally surprised, but I'm also really happy about that. So that's a W right then and there, right? Now, of course, I still believe that it should cost resources, but because they nerfed it so much, it seems like it's a lot better than this bullshit, right? Now, the defense, like in terms of the defensive options, you can armor, but it can be stuffed in a sense. You can use your cameo to protect yourself. You could delay your wake up. I mean, backwards roll. I mean, I don't think that's that big of an issue. Is it needed? I'm not really sure because I don't know exactly how MK1 is going to be completely in terms of like mix-ups and crazy pressure and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how that's going to be, so I'm not gonna say that the backwards roll is a good thing or a bad thing to be put in Mortal Kombat 1. I just know the forward roll mechanic in this game was not needed. It's bullshit. It doesn't teach the player how to get out of the corner effectively. It just teaches the player that you can use scrubby mechanics to make yourself seem better than what you are. And then like you are getting crushing blows on someone that shouldn't even be getting crushing blowed. Like it's just dumb. And I'm glad that crushing blows are not even going to be in Mortal Kombat, dude. Like Mortal Kombat 1. Like I'm incredibly happy about that. Now, when it comes to the meter system in MK1, if you break out of a combo, it requires all of your resources. So you have to be really smart about using your resources. In this game, you don't really have to be smart about using your resources because the game just caters to you. And that's what a lot of us have been saying for the longest of time. And now that shit is changing and it's going back to the way it's supposed to be, now we're going to see how players really act. You know what I mean? We're going to see how they really can play. Because now you ain't going to have these scrubby mechanics saving you every 24 fucking 7. You're not going to be able to sit there and just get away with dumb shit. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some slight dumb shit, but it's going to be a lot better and tolerable than this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just hyped up for this shit, man. Like I'm just happy when I started seeing those when ketchup and mustard actually started exposing certain shit. I was just like, yo, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for this shit. I'm all for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even joking. Like I haven't been this excited for an MK game in a very long fucking time because I've been waiting for something like this to happen, and they're starting to basically deliver. Of course, there might be certain problems with the game that could potentially be fixed, but for the most part, I welcome this game with open arms, 100%. 100%. This is gonna die. Like this game is gonna die. Like people are not gonna remember this game like that, except for certain people who think that MK11 is better than MK1. And then I've been seeing people on YouTube channels complaining about MK1, and I'm just like, dude, you have not even played the game. You don't even know how this game is going to be. You don't even have hands-on experience, and you're already talking shit. It's just one of those things where it's just like, are you kidding me right now? Like a prime example is people were bitching about there's the lack of the sprint button, and I'm just like, you just want to break neutral. That's what you want to do. You want to break neutral. You don't want to have to use your brain and predict and anticipate where the opponent is going to be, what normal they're going to use. You don't want to have to do that. That's too much work. That's too much stress. That's too much work for you to fucking do. You want to be able to break neutral and just run in people's faces and mix people to death, and then make yourself seem like you're better than what you actually are. And that's where the issue is coming to play at, is that now, and keep in mind, when it comes to the movement in that game, like in terms of like you wave dashing or like you dashing in general, if you dash, you basically committed into a dash, which means dashing is going to be very intimidating in Mortal Kombat 1, mainly because like if somebody reads that you're going to forward dash, they can check your ass or they can fuck your shit up with like a combo. Now, here's the thing, right? If you forward dash, you have certain things that you can do. Like you can immediately attack, I believe. I think you can call out like a cameo, or you can try and go for your fatal blow, I think. But that comes at a risk. And I also like the up block that they added into the game, where it's a response to these crazy ass jump ins that people can do in this game as well. To where like if you go for like a jump in, you can be punished for that. Right? Now, it also stops overheads. Now I don't know if they're talking if Ketchup and Mustard were talking about standing overheads or they were just strictly talking about like jumping in kicks, which can be overheads. I don't know which version of that they were talking about, so I can only assume they're referring to the standing overhead. I could be wrong about that, but don't quote me on that, right? So like I said, man, it's looking promising in a sense because I was looking at some of the frame data. I would pause the video and I seen some of the frame data in the move list on certain other YouTube channels, right? Where they were playing like the story, like the Towers of Time or whatever, or not the Towers of Time, but the Towers or whatever. And I was looking at the move list and I noticed like Sub-Zero, certain moves that Sub-Zero has is like minus on block and certain and like his certain mix-ups he had was minus on block. And I'm like, it's about fucking time. It's about time. Now, of course, Ketchup and Mustard admitted that, you know, cameo fighters will be like a thing in a sense when it comes to you going for like a block string. So I kind of figured that was going to be the case because I did mention that in my video a long time ago about that possibly being the case. Um, and I'm also wondering if cameo fighters are going to have like a certain limit as well. I'm not really sure if there is going to be a certain limit. I could be wrong. But like I said, man, like I said, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to this shit because no more scrubby shit, bro. Like that's all I can really say is like there's no more scrubby shit. Now, projectiles clashing, I don't know if projectiles are gonna clash. Like that is still kind of a problem for me because I would really hope that projectiles do clash in NRS fighting games finally. This is the perfect game to do it in, and I'm really hoping they do that. Now, a homie of mine said that they were gonna do something different with the projectile game in their game. So I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, all you really have to do is make projectiles clash, and if somebody spends a bar a meter, it should absorb, you know, that projectile, and then the other projectile should be able to come out. Kind of like some Street Fighter shit. I mean, in my opinion, they should take notes on that if they're trying to make their game truly competitive. So I'm kind of curious to know what pressure is going to be like in that game and stuff like that. But if you guys aren't noticing what you're seeing right here with this Kotal Khan player or whatever, see what he's doing with his guard. He's duck OSing, and if you notice, I waited and then I predicted when he was going to let go of guard, and then I ended up hitting him. So what duck OSing does is that it covers like the high and mid option, which I think is pretty cheap in my opinion. It is a pretty scrubby option select for a player to be able to do instead of them thinking on their own. Because what's happening is that the game cannot decipher between what you are actually doing, so the game will give you the best option available. And that's essentially what option selects are. It's technically a flaw within the game that the developers overlooked. And players like this know how to take advantage of it. And that's what's really annoying about it. See how he kept doing it right there? You see what I'm saying? And yeah, man. I out neutraled him so bad that the game literally is still looking like this, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, man, I just can't wait for MK1 because I'm so tired of this game, and I'm basically done with Mortal Kombat 11 now. So I'll probably post up like Uncharted content or something like that from the time being until I get Street Fighter 6. But your boy became a demigod. Check this out.
Round one, fight.
I forgot that was a low. Oh, he has armor on that, doesn't he? Yeah, his Venge Meaty, I don't know how you say that word, but he has
Fight.
Oh no. Fucking internet connection problem.
We're not finished.
Damn, niggas are overhead. That's crazy because like my character has like high mids, and it's like the idea of this is that if you try to neutral duck, right, you'll get hit with the overhead possibly. My character don't have mix-ups. Like he don't his staggers aren't even that good. His standing 3 is a good stagger. His 1-1 is a decent stagger, but that's it.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh shit! See what I'm saying? I'm not mixing him at all. I'm just whip punishing him. Oh no! Oh shit! Yo, the lag. Yes, sir. And guess who is a demigod just for playing neutral and not even mixing anybody? Guess who is a demigod, baby?
Fatality.
And now your boy is a demigod, and now I am officially done with this game. That's all I wanted. That's all I cared about. And now your boy is a demigod.